Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Game Logic from the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, one of the co-hosts of the Enough to Keep Going weekly video games podcast on the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube. Back with another episode of My Gaming Diary. My Gaming Diary is my mini-series of Let's Plays and live streams focused on games across multiple platforms and multiple genres, just chronicling my life and times as a gamer. So, today is, I think, what I hope is going to be the first time that I've done any type of video with the wheel and pedals and the sitting on the H frame. I'm really pressed for time, so we're gonna see if we pull this off or not. So this afternoon we're gonna be getting things a little bit sweaty, playing some F125 on the PS5 Pro, and hoping I don't knock everything over. I'm kind of wedged in here in between like the H-frame and the microphone. I don't really like how I have the microphone rigged. I need to move this over to the thing where the PlayStation 5 is. I had a few technical problems, so we will see if this holds together. And we pull this off, and we pull this off in time. I may not be able to run the full race because it's 29 laps, and I don't know if I have enough time to do that. I figured 29 laps will take me about an hour on Albert Park. And I don't have an hour, so we may only be able to run half of this, and then I may have to film a part 2, or I may just have to finish this off stream. We'll see how it goes.
The winter is over. It's time for Formula One 2025. Yes, that long break that you've all been coping with so well can now be put to the back of your minds. It's on-track action and it's off-track drama. That's what we're looking forward to. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities.
And I have no idea how the audio mix balance is going to come out, because I'm coming analog out of the back of the TV into the Go XLR mini mixer, so we'll just have to see how things go. May have to re-record this thing all over again, or cover it in part 2. I don't know.
And Amaury Cordial completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Piastri.
So that was me at position 2.
Lando Norris.
If you saw the video of qualifying the previous round.
Hulkenberg and Esteban Ocon. Albon, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz and Behrman. Bortoletto, Stroll, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Pierre Gasly. Hadja, Crawford.
I'm probably just gonna race outside the cockpit this whole race, unless I get into the lead and have a healthy lead the whole way. Then I may try and flip to the interior view.
This afternoon, the First Lady of World Motorsports, Naomi Schiff. New season, new dawn, and now 22 cars and 11 teams on the grid.
First of all, this is such an exciting time. I mean, to have an 11th team on the grid is exciting news for the sport. But for them today, I guess you would be really nervous. It's the first time you're going to be doing this. There is so much to learn. But at the end of the day, they've got to remember that expectations aren't that high. They've all been there before. They've all had their first race, and no one is expecting them to land on the top of the podium. So just learn to walk before you can run.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, so let's check the race strategy. And I am going to use the alternate strategy. Is that the 3-stopper? Or the 2-stopper, rather, I should say. So we'll pick that, and then can I flip it to my personalized? I am going to flip it to personalized. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that'll put me out on softs for the third segment. And I think that will be it. And if, it's always hard for me to remember. I always forget that with this wheel and pedal setup, I actually have a clutch, so.
Okay, pull the clutch in, hold it there until the start. Okay, clutch out, go, go, go!
All right, and away we go. We're racing. Ooh. Did not get a good start. I'm also just totally nervous here with the Let's Play setup and with now just trying to remember controls. We will see how this goes. I'll be good if I can get the car around the track. So I'm in 4th position now. That is usually my best corner. Not too bad of a jump here now. Oh, Hamilton! Oh, no. No! Whew, got a little too much torque there on the rear tires. It's so hard to remember, like while you're trying to do this, trying to remember go through my mental exercise of peaceful transfer of power as I come out of each turn.
This lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS.
Now the question is, do I remember how to enable DRS? I remember how to activate the battery. I think I remember DRS is a button exactly opposite from that. I did not do well in this series of S-turns in practice.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
Lead me to it. Lead me to it. I know. That's what Hamilton has been saying all this season. The Ferrari engineers in his ear too much. Okay, there's battery. Now this made me nervous too on qualifying. I hit battery and it went yellow the whole time, and I'm like, I don't know why. So I wound up not sticking in the overtake position. All right, Piastri. Oh, there's DRS. Need my telemetry up and my wheel state.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
The biggest problem here is just managing the cognitive load in the cockpit. Is, you know, you've got all the controls, and you're trying to think about the car ahead of you, not getting into the back of him, feel how the car is responding. A big thing that I do is driving by ear, meaning listening to the car engine, because that kind of gives me a I don't know, kind of gives me my yardstick by which I'm kind of accelerating in and out of the turns. Oh, was that DRS? Okay. Come on, Piastri. No, you do not. Ah!
Good job. Nice overtake.
Okay, no damage on that bump. That's good. Now, this is a lot of laps I have to do, so really need to, like, any damage here. You know, I don't expect to be like Leclerc at I can't remember what Grand Prix that was at this season, where he like damaged the front wing but still ran faster than Hamilton. I don't expect to have that kind of luck, so I really need to watch the damage. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I'm slipping back a little bit in my seating position. I don't know if I'm pushing back a little bit as I Push on the pedals. Would really like to squeeze some more speed out of that turn. At 90% battery, so I might be able to use some battery here. Some curves.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
So I don't know if I'm pushing back from the wheel and pedals or if the mic is like drooping a fraction of a millimeter every few seconds. Had to double pump the brakes coming through those 290-degree. Oof. Those 290-degree corners, turns 13 and 14 here at the Albert Park circuit. So, man, I really hope the audio mix balance is working out well on this, because this is becoming...
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
It's becoming a pretty decent race. Verstappen. Ah! Woo! Oh, oh, man, come on. I barely touched him. Barely touched him. Yeah, part of the problem with the ergos here is I'm not in my normal position here because I'm trying to like angle in between the mic. If I do record a part 2 of this, it's definitely going to be after moving the mic to another position. Having to get into the brakes a little bit there before I even enter turn 13. I'm okay with that. I didn't mind that feel at all. Now I am running with the high speed setup. So I think we're starting to get a little bit comfortable now. We can start talking through maybe some of the tech at play today. Oh, no, 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 no! Ah, damn, it's the front wing. Nope, nope, don't want to pit now.
Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Okay, we're just gonna have to race this. The good thing about this is I am on the 2-stopper strategy, so a little bit of wing damage will be okay running this strategy. I'll have time to come in and handle the wing and get the wing replaced. And if I hold on to running here in position 2 and don't lose too much time.
Okay, take it easy on the car, we can't sustain this level of damage.
I understand that. Oh, getting to the brakes a little bit late there. I'm really trying to switch my telemetry. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. And the volume on the car is not up as high, so I'm not hearing as well as I normally do. Yeah, I feel like this mic is drooping every once in a while. Yeah, my main concern is who's next behind me is Piastri. One thing I gotta get back into comfort with. Really need to learn to not push that corner right there because that's where I spun out. And that's where I've been having problems all through practice session. I'm losing a little bit of time on Verstappen now. Now 2.556 behind. And I've gotten nervous enough and wanting some information that I'm forgetting to use battery. Also just kind of getting out of my normal OODA loop in my head and forgetting to listen to the car. I'm now also really hot in this sweater because I think I left the heat on at 65. Now I'm closing in on Verstappen. I've actually fought some time back, so I think what I need to...
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
I think what I need to remember there in turns 12, 13, and 14.
We're approaching the pit window, and you're going to be on mediums.
In fact, in a lot of these corners is I need to think about more about good entry and exit angles and less about... If I get better entry and exit angles, I'll have to be worried less about managing accelerator and brake going into and out of the turn, especially out. I usually have to think so hard about my exit speed because I have a lead foot. It's tough for me to discipline myself to... I mean, the thing with video games and... Oh, so that was nice. I really outbraked him on that corner. Now under a second behind. Thing about these precision racing games, whether you're playing with controller or wheel and pedals, is I mean, the degree of mode, I've lost some time on him now. Is the degree of movement between being at a... Jeez Louise, man, that corner. Come on. Piastri's still well behind. I don't need to get out of my head worrying about him. Okay, so pit communications is with the square button. Let's see. Go ahead and use some battery. So much you have to do managing comms. It's actually easier. That's easier to do in the with the controller. And of course, I'm not on a headset, so using voice recognition to talk to the pit is not going to be possible. Jeez, man. Okay, here's comms.
Okay, we're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Really need to learn to hear where that perfect part of the power curve is, because I mean, I've got to be on it to keep these tires from spinning. I also just need to get in my head that I'm just not going to be able to hit max throttle at this point. Verstappen just slipped out to 3 seconds ahead. Damn it. I need a full race update. Come on. No!
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
So one reason I have to have the lines up is because I do not ever know and understand where the pit entry is on any of these tracks. Albert Park is probably the one where I know what the line is into the pit lane. Okay, well, I caught up a little speed on Max. Now my problem is I don't remember what button it is to... It's R2? Okay. No! That was a miss it. I didn't even hit a button.
Okay, there seems to have been a problem attaching the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us though and finish the race strong.
Oh, you guys didn't replace the wing?
You only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Great. Who did I come out ahead of? Albon. I gotta race my tail off to stay ahead of the pack. And my problem is...
Okay, this isn't your true position. They haven't pitted yet, so don't waste time fighting. Bring your tyres in gently, and let's go for it.
That is some good advice. It's AI, it's not a real pit crew, but that is some good advice, because I was immediately starting to get into my head, I gotta fight through this pack and get caught back up. So very good that the reminder that the strategy we're on brings us in for an extra pit, which means we've pitted early. I don't want to hit battery. I want to hit battery, but I don't want to hit battery while my tires are still cold, so I'm just gonna hold off on that. Okay, we're at lap 8 of 22.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
Yeah, but my tires are starting to get warm now, so I'm going to be picking up battery. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and start hitting it now. Alonso. This is not what I need.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Thank you. Yeah, I think my problem is listening to the engine curve there. I think I am getting into the accelerator just a wee bit too early on turn exit. I'm going to try and push this to get past Alonso there. Oh, Hamilton is out. That's a big help.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. Green flag.
I'm also not, from an eye focus perspective, not focusing on hitting my mark good enough on these corner curbs where I normally focus on the left or right rear tire.
Use your overtake button for more power. We need to push.
I'm using it. I'm using it. So the wing is not giving me too much of a problem right now. So we've got a wee problem with time. Because now I'm really starting to push my window. Because I got someplace I need to be.
Okay, gap to the car in front, 5.4 seconds.
Try to give myself a little extra room on that turn in. Battery.
Don't forget, you've got more control than ever over your EOS mode, so play around with them in your MFD.
Nope, not going to do that. It's not what I need to be messing with. I do not know how to... No! I'm going to have to rewind.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 23.
And I knew I might have to do that. I just don't have enough time to dork around with it this afternoon. Now, normally when I do races, my personal objective is to complete a race without ever having to use the rewind, but I said we're pressed for time this afternoon.
Okay, Jack's coming in for his stop now.
Okay, I'm in fourth. No, I'm actually halfway done with the race, so I'm actually going to push to try and complete this.
The car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
And I'll just deal with however late I wind up being. So there we go. I hit the mark right, but I remembered this time to
The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind running hard tyres.
give a little bit more on the turn in. I don't know that I'm really going to be able to hit better times on laps. I just don't know if I have the smoothness down in this race right now.
I've got information on Albon for you. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Oof.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 3.1 seconds.
This is also the why in this game you really have to handle like they do in real Formula One, which is you just always race right up until the race is over. Even if you think you're out of it, you stick with it because you never know if somebody in front of you is gonna wipe out and you wind up moving up a position and getting into the points or something. And I'm catching up to 1, 2, and 3 now. They must be fighting each other and slowing each other down. Yep, Verstappen and Norris.
Caution, caution. Okay, clear.
Every season I forget to practice. No. Flip and turn again, man. It's so infuriating that I can't get it right. All right, going ahead and hit my battery. I lost a little bit of position with these three. I can definitely feel where I lose a little traction on the tire on turn in. Okay, I may be able to close in on Norris here. Really surprised it didn't give me the DRS. It's also starting to get to that point where in the race, for the first use of, that's weird, I'm not getting DRS. Or at least I'm not getting an audible chirp telling me it's available. Not the right time to push him.
Norris just ahead. Push for the position. Time last lap, 1:31.8. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 16 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. You're gaining by 1.6 seconds a lap.
Well, I was until I started dorking around with the MFD. I got 12 laps to go. So timing's not horrible. As much as I want to move up in the race, I really have to focus at this point on just finishing.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
I don't think I should be getting super aggressive this part of the race, but still got damage to this front wing. Now hopefully Norris will pit here. Yes, 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 yes. All right, on the battery. I'm now in second, so Verstappen and Norris pitted, I guess.
You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second.
Shoot, Leclerc. Well, at least it's not Verstappen. Verstappen is an AI driver that can like walk you down, like by gaining on you a second a lap. Over 10 laps. I've got 11 to go. Oh, that's Verstappen here. All right, Max. Time for you to fear me instead of me fearing you. I'm going to be digging into the battery here because I think he's going to have to stop. Tire wear is getting a little into it now.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
So I do need to push. There's my fastest
Okay,
lap.
we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
That's going to give me a huge advantage for this bottom third of the race. Oh, maybe I am. Yeah, I may be getting DRS and it may just be too soft for me to hear it, which means no, 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 no. Gosh, dang it. Yeah, now I got to play it safe. And now I got this flipping grass on my tires. 3 seconds behind Verstappen. I'm gonna have to kind of start reeling him in all over again. Yeah, like I said, man, it's literally like a hair's width before, you know, between you keeping control of the car and the car just losing it. Ten laps to go. One more pit stop left. As I say, this is also the point in the race where initially when you first start using battery, it feels like you don't really have to adjust your braking point that much. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous on the turn. Like you have to hold it right there in that middling power band between fourth and fifth gear, it feels like. And at this point, I'm really not focused on any corner where I can really pick up speed from my own driving. You know, I'm just going to rely on the overtake. What I will rely on is when I come back out on the softs, being able to pick up timing there. Really got to be comfortable nudging it on these corner exits. Not over accelerating. Car has been so twitchy on some of these corner exits.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
Will do.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
I took it a little bit slower on corner entry there, so I had a little more headroom on the exit. And go ahead and use up a little battery here.
Pit now, pit now.
Yeah, I'll probably do that when I come around the pit corner a little bit. Okay, maybe he was giving good timing on the advance warning since I'm coming into the pits right here. Okay, let's try and remember how to hit the window right. There we go.
Okay, there seems to have been a problem removing the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race as strong as possible.
I'm not really crazy about...
Speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we're gonna hit the rewind on that. It's really unnecessary. Freaking AI in this game.
Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
Also part of my problem, partly my fault too, because I was looking for the look behind button, which I have configured to the X right now, whereas normally I have them configured on the paddle shifters. And that incident definitely convinced me to get over a little bit of pedantism I've had, where I've said, oh, you know, for shooting video, I really need, you know, it'd really be neat if I can look at the left or right side of the car, especially if I'm, you know, alongside somebody. I need to get out of that and set this control scheme up for my best driving. Now I'm pushing it on the softs a little bit harder than I normally would.
Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Now what I'm really not sure of is, has everyone pitted for their final time? Because if they have, now I do really need to get the speed on and really find those seconds in these segments on my own. And I haven't really been paying much attention to how I've done in each sector. And I've got 6 laps left. Norris. Here we go. Yeah, I'm just barely hearing the DRS. Oh.
Great maneuver. You made it look so easy.
Yeah, it was not easy. I gotta remember, I'm actually getting DRS, but not hearing it in my ear. All right, I want to try and get the leaps I need to. Need to stay calm, stay calm. Don't over accelerate here. Get a good jump on Russell. You're not going to be able to get him here, but maybe. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, that puts me in 3rd. I'm now behind Leclerc and Verstappen. They're way ahead, though. It's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to catch them. So you can be a little more aggressive than you have been. But not that aggressive. Because I have no idea how I'm going to take 7 seconds out of Leclerc with 5 laps left.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, but I don't think it's really buying us anything. And Leclerc is not alongside Verstappen, so he's not fighting him. So if I'm aggressive, enough to hold position and give myself a little bit of cushion to
Tire condition still looking good.
account for any mishaps or mistakes. That'll be good enough to get on the podium. 4 laps to go.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 6.7 seconds.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to wrap this up by 6. And that gives me still enough time to run my one errand, get to my event on time. I really love racing Formula One, but it'll be nice to get through this proof of concept Let's Play. It's kind of really a gateway test flight into the start of season 12 on the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube. And kicking that off on time after years of laying off. And so, if this holds together, it'll be nice to have gotten it done tonight, then go to my event, and then get back and play some Football Club 26 on the Nintendo Switch, and maybe have time to get in some Delta Force on PC. And just hope that the audio mix balance is not horrific. Now in my ear, The audio mix balance doesn't sound great. In-game audio sounds a little too low, but I'm hoping that the sound meters in OBS are more accurate for what the capture is actually picking up. I don't know if that's going to be the case. OBS is notorious for giving me a head fake. So really quickly to run down the tack if I can.
Okay,
Here as we...
that gap ahead, please. 1.8 seconds.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait. I've actually caught up to Leclerc with 2 laps left. Technically 2 and a partial, so close to 3. We might be able to do something here. He might be losing time because his tires might be more worn than mine. And he may not be on softs. What is he on? Oh, he's on the hards. Go on, go on. Well, we actually have a chance here to scoop him. Here's the fight. DRS enabled. Oh, he's letting me go. He's letting me go. He knows he's the slower car. No. Now that's good because that is literally the first time in the race that the tires have started slipping and I've caught myself with the brake. No. Ah, come on.
Okay, careful with the overtakes. That was a bit risky. We could have received a penalty.
No, I'm not gonna give the instant replay on that one. Hopefully I can hold on enough to... I got Russell 5 seconds behind. So much for talking smackadoodle about
Gap to the next car is around 3 seconds.
car might still have a little fight left in her. Still clipping over 200 going into this straightaway part of the track. Key thing I think is to use up my battery as much as possible. So for a gaming system, of course, like I mentioned, I'm on the PlayStation 5 Pro. For studio gear, the capture is going through the Asus CUK30. For a camera, what is he? Is this Leclerc on the back stoppers?
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Nope, DRS is not enabled, but do-hand does let me by. There's a chance to catch Leclerc, but then if I do pass him, fighting him off is going to be hard with the car damage the way it is, and the tire wear. DRS not. So for a camera, I'm using the Panasonic Lumix GX85. And that's going through a Blackmagic web presenter. DRS is enabled. I needed that because I'm out of battery. I'm not going to be able to catch him here. He is trying to fight me off. Oh my goodness.
that's a podium. Excellent
Oh,
drive.
man.
The whole team have worked especially hard this weekend, and that, my friend, is a fantastic reward. Well done.
That is huge. That's going to be really problematic for me to get there on time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the whole ceremony here.
Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
To take the win at the first race of the season, now that is important. You get straight in to your competitor's head, and they now know that you are the one to beat.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the wait is always worth it. Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebrations. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number one, Max Verstappen.
I realized this whole time I've had this goofy bar or something on the camera because it's some setting got unconfigured while it was off battery. So that's going to be great. There's going to be no way to remove that. So I guess this is just going to be a really goofy upload, but I'll probably let it stand. Thanks so much to anyone who happens to swing through and watch this Let's Play on the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend.
Until next time, take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Play the games that you like. Come here to talk to me about the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Game Logic from the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube. One of the co-hosts of the Enough to Keep Going weekly video games podcast on the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube. Until next time, good night, good luck, and good gaming. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.